It happened yesterday morning. I was letting out my herd of miniature milking cows into the field out here, and I share this field with a neighbor of mine, and he has regular sized cows. So when I was letting them out, I noticed that there was like one of the cows was on the ground. That's what I thought. And as I got closer, it wasn't a cow. I noticed that it was two Sasquatch. And I didn't understand what was going on at first, but as I got closer, I noticed that they were like entangled, and I thought, are they wrestling, you know? And as I got closer, I noticed that their legs were sort of locked like this, and one's ass was on the ground, the other was like on their side, and they were doing this action, okay? And so their legs were like And I'm like, oh my God, what's going on here? What are they doing? And as I got closer and my herd of miniature milking cows got closer, they let out this howl, both of them at the same time, like that. And they kind of like shuddered and they were shaking. And then as they got up, they saw me and they saw the cows, and they looked at me and then took off and ran into the woods. Now, since then, I've talked to a friend of mine who is a lesbian, and she told me what that was that they were scissoring, that it was two female Bigfoot and they were scissoring. Now, right when they got up and left, I went back home because I found a footprint, and I got a plaster cast of one of the footprint. Now, here it is. As you see, it's very big. These were two female Bigfoots, but they, if you measure this has to be 17 inches. This is a big foot. This is not a human-sized foot, obviously. This is huge. Now, I did not use the Cornell method of extraction. I just made a regular plaster cast because it was going to rain, and I thought that the footprint would disappear. So I just did a real fast plaster cast. And as you see, there's like hairs in here, there's hairs along here, and I'm going to take those and we're going to send those off for DNA testing too. But I don't know what to make of this. It seems like this is a breeding ground for Sasquatch. Just last week or 2 weeks ago, I found two male Bigfoot by my barn, and the one male was on its knees blowing the other Sasquatch, and now I'm finding that there's lesbian Sasquatch too. So I'm assuming that they're very much like the bonobo chimp. Like, sex is just like, it's just sex. It's not even for procreation. It's just about like, hi, how you doing? Let's scissor and start rubbing our taints together. It was crazy looking. It was the craziest looking thing. I'm worried. I'm worried. Maybe it's mating season. Maybe it's not. All I know is this is some kind of weird area. There's a lot of paranormal activity. There's a lot of chupacabra. I saw 3 or 4 chupacabra up there chasing a bunch of coyotes. The coyotes were running, and I don't blame them. I have no idea what to do. Every time I call the police and tell them that I saw something like this, they just laugh. You call the Department of Conservation, you tell them, we have a problem with these like big, they look like primates, they look like apes, and they're just like, well, I'm sorry, sir, there is no such thing as a Sasquatch. Yes, there is. There is Sasquatch, and there's a lot of them in this area. This is Beaver Dams, New York, and it is truly a hot spot. I mean, look at the size of this. I mean, the two females, when they got up, they must have been, like, the one was probably close to 7 feet tall, and the other one was maybe 8'5", something like that, Scary shit, And don't get me wrong, I'm all for, Sasquatch being gay. I don't, as long as they're two adult Sasquatches going at it, I don't care. As long as I don't see any like child molestation. Like if I saw a large Sasquatch, an adult, fucking around with a cub, then we might have a problem. So I guess that answers my question. Will Tonka find human scent? And the answer is yes. He can find weed, he can find grouse, he can find duck, he can find all kinds of birds, he can do rabbit. And now, evidently Tonka could do search and rescue.